Verbs from First Steps in Anglo-Saxon by Henry Sweet. Recorded for the LibriVox Language Learning Collection, Volume 2. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Verbs. 64. The infinitive of verbs ends in an, which, like other inflections, is shortened to after a vowel, as in gone, to go, compared with kuman, to come. G.S.A tha shipu to lande kuman, whither wilt thou gone? 65. From the infinitive is formed the supine to kumanne, to ganne, in which the infinitive is put into the dative after the preposition to. It is used to express necessity and purpose, and to define. Tha thing they to donne sint, he kom on that land to Shauianne, fire on to Lokianne. 66. The present participle ends in inde, nde, as in irnende, donde, doing, on horsum ridende. When present participles are made into nouns, they drop the final e, as in se found, enemy, literally, hating. 67. The preterite participle generally takes the prefix ye, unless the verb already has some such prefix. It is formed in two ways. In strong verbs, it ends in n. Thus, the strong verbs kuman, bekuman, come, gone, have preterite participles kumin, bekumin, yegon. Compare modern English go, gone. In weak verbs, it ends in d or t. Thus, the weak verb yehiran has preterite participle yehired. 68. The finite verb has three moods: indicative, subjunctive, and imperative, of which we are at present concerned only with the first, and two senses, present and preterite, together with two numbers, singular and plural, and three persons. 69. In the present indicative, the first person ends in e. Ich kume, ich yehere, ich go. The second in st. Thu yeherst, thou hearest. And the third in th. He yeherth, he heareth. The plural ends in ath. We yeheroth, ye kumoth, he goth. 70. The th of the third singular is changed to t, or lost after some consonants, as in he forget, from forgetan, forget. After some consonants, it modifies the preceding consonant, and is sometimes dropped itself, as in he went, from wendan, turn or go. He fate, from fedan, feed. He set, from setan, set. The st of the second person often causes similar changes in preceding consonants, as in thu fetst, thou feedest. 71. Double consonants are always simplified before st and th. J being made into y, as in he yefulth, from yefulan, fill. Thu sayst, from sejan, say. 72. In the preterite, the first and third person are always the same. Ich yeherde, je hörde. And the plural ends in on in all three persons. We je herdon. He je herdon. Strong verbs. 73. Strong verbs, in addition to the above described consonant changes, often modify their vowels before st and th, as in, what eatst thou? He eat, from etan, eat. He kumth, from kuman. He gath, from gone. 74. The preterite of strong verbs is formed not by adding anything, but by various vowel changes. Ich komme, I come. Ich kom, I came. Ich binde, I bind. Ich band, I bound. Ich quethe, ich quath. Ich arise, I arise. Ich aras, I arose. Ich bebeelde, I command. Ich bebowed. 75. The preterite plural sometimes has the same vowel as the singular. He kom, he komon. He hailed, he haildon, from haldon. But generally, the plural has a different vowel. He band, he bundon. He aras, he arison. He bebowed, he bebudon. Sometimes there is a consonant change as well. He quath, he quadon. He raus, he ruron. From rheosan, fall. 76. The second person singular of the preterite always has the same vowel in consonant as the preterite plural, from which it can be formed by changing on into e. He was, he was. He waron, they were. Thu ware, thou wert. So also, he sprak, thu sprake, he sprakon, from sprekan. 77. The following are the inflections of the very frequent strong verb werthan, become, including the subjunctive. Indicative. Present, singular, first person. Ich werde. Second person. Thu wirst. Third person. He wirth. Plural. He werthath. Preterite, singular, first person. Ich warth. Second person. Thu wurde. Third person. He warth. Plural. He wurdon. Subjunctive. Present, singular, first person. That ich werde. Second person. That thu werde. Third person. That he werde. Plural. That he werden. Preterite, singular, first person. That ich wurde. Second person. That thu wurde. Third person. That he wurde. Plural. That he wurden. The preterite participle is geworden. Weak verbs. 78. In weak verbs, the second person singular of the preterite is formed by adding st, as in, je heerdest thu. 79. Some weak verbs have infinitive an, some eon. The latter are inflected in two different ways. Present, singular, first person. Each ferie, carry. Second person. Tu ferist. Third person. He ferith. Plural. He feriath. Preterite, singular. First person. Each feride. Second person. Tu feridist. Third person. He feride. Plural. He feridum. Participle, present. Ferinde. Preterite. Ye ferid. Infinitive. Ferian. Gerund. To ferianne. Present, singular. First person. Each wunye. Dwell. Second person. Thu wunast. Third person. He wunath. Plural. He wunyath. Preterite, singular. First person. Each wunode. Second person. Tu wunodest. Third person. He wunode. Plural. He wuniath. Preterite, singular. First person. Each wunode. Second person. Tu wunodest. Third person. He wunode. Plural. He wunodon. Participle, present. Wuninde. Preterite. Ye wunod. Infinitive. Wunyan. Gerund. To wunyanne. 80. Those with infinitive an are inflected thus. Present. Singular. First person. Each yehere. Second person. Thu yeherst. Third person. He yeherth. Plural. He yeherath. Participle. Yeherende. Preterite. Singular. First person. Each yeherde. Second person. Tu yeherdist. Third person. He yeherde. Plural. He yeherdon. Participle. Yehered. 81. Some weak verbs omit the e in the preterite participle, as in yelad, from ladon, lead, bring, or carry, the d in itself being lost in such participles as send, from sendan, send. 82. After some consonants, the d of the preterite is changed to te, generally with loss or change of the preceding consonant, as in sette, from settan, set. Tachte, from tachan, show. The preterite participle has the same changes. Yeset, yetacht. 83. Some of these verbs have vowel change in the preterite and preterite participle, as in saide, from sejan, salde, from sellan, worchte, from wirkan, work or make or do, sochte, from sechan, seek, thochte, from thinchan, think. Preterite participles yesaid, yesaud, yeworcht, yesocht, yethocht. Preterite present verbs. 84. These have for their presence old strong preterites, from which new weak preterites are formed, generally with considerable irregularities. Thus, what, I know, or he knows, as plural, we witon, like aras, arison. Preterite, wiste, plural, wiston, the infinitive being witan. The second person singular present generally ends in t or st. Tu wast, tu kanst, thou knowest, from kan, knows, plural, he kunnon, preterite, he kudi. Most of them have no infinitive, and they are often otherwise defective. Subjunctive. 85. The subjunctive mood makes no distinction of persons. In the present singular, it has the ending of the first person of the indicative, which is, of course, dropped after a vowel. That ich kume, that I may come. That thu ga, indicative, thu gast. That he ye here. The plural ending in the present is in. That we kumin. That we gone. The subjunctive present of the verb be is se, plural, sin. '86. The preterite subjunctive is formed from the preterite indicative in the same way. That ich ye heerde. That thu ye heerde, indicative, ye heerdest. That he ye heerde. That way ye heerdin. In strong verbs, the preterite subjunctive has the form of the second person of the indicative. That ich ware. That thu ware. That he ware. Plural, that we waren. So also, bindan has subjunctive preterite bunde, plural, bundin. In the preterite present verbs, the subjunctive present has the form of a strong subjunctive preterite. That ich wite. That we witen. That he kunne. 87. The subjunctive states something not as a fact, but merely as something thought of. 88. In independent sentences, it expresses what is wished or commanded. Je halde eo se almichtiga. Otherwise, it is used chiefly in dependent sentences. 89. Thus it is used in indirect narration to show that the speaker is stating something merely as an idea suggested to him by someone else. He quadon that he ware god kuning. If the truth of the statement is so self-evident that it could be expressed by direct narration without any change of meaning, then the indicative may be used, as in Nu we wiloth sejon that we fuse sint urne erd to se channe, which means exactly the same as Nu we sint fuse, so that the subjunctive would here be too emphatic. That we fuse sin would imply that the speakers wished to say that their statement was false. 90. So also in indirect question and similar constructions. He ashode, what he waren, he nemichton a thenchan, hu he hira feondum withstandan michten. 91. In the following examples, the subjunctive evidently expresses something as an idea, not as an accomplished fact. He bad hine that he him to fultume come. Tha men belivon thar bafton that he that sheep hailding. Kuninge je davenoth that he se kusti. He ude him that he mostin in kuman. Michel pleo beeth that man while ye fall. In swa welch swa thu se bega thine kraft. The subjunctive gives the meaning of indefiniteness, implying, I do not know who you are. 92. In some cases, the subjunctive implies that the statement is not merely hypothetical, but unreal or impossible, as in hypothetical comparison. Thus, he reach sode swelche he kuning ware implies, he nas na kuning. 93. So also in clauses of rejected condition, where the unreality is further shown by putting the verb in the preterite, as in Gif thu swa unfurcht ware, swa thu self seest, which implies Naut thu swa unfurcht, swa thu self seest. 94. Hence, the indicative is often used in clauses of open condition, to show that the condition is not rejected, although we should otherwise expect the subjunctive. Ich the selle havok, gif thu me selstund. 95. There is a tendency to use the subjunctive in clauses dependent on a negative sentence, as in Neom ich swa spady, that ich maya me ween bujan. Because the statement Ich mai me ween bujan is false. Without the negation, the indicative would be used. Ich eom swa spady, that ich mai me ween bujan. So also after then, as in Thu spreached deobligur thone ure ildo, aberon maie. Because the statement ure ildo hit aberan mai is false. 96. The subjunctive sometimes used illogically in statements of facts. 97. It is so used after such conjunctions as ad, before, of that, until. Beowulf sprak Jilpwoord he on bed stige. Here, Beowulf's going to bed, though a fact, is expressed with subjunctive, because at the time indicated by the principal clause, it was not yet an accomplished fact. 98. Also with thou, the, although the he wunderlich thunche, nicht nothing butan thare earthan shadow. Here, the statement of the fact that it seems wonderful is put in the subjunctive to show that what is referred to ought not to seem wonderful because it is true. Imperative. 99. The imperative singular of verbs with infinitive an can generally be formed by throwing off the infinitive ending, as in held, siege, bail, from held on, hold, sechan, seek, beon, be. In those with infinitive ian, it can be formed by throwing off the th of the third singular, as in fere, carry, from ferian, he ferith. Ne sorgathu, do not grieve, from sorgian, he sorgath. 100. But several verbs in an, preceded by double consonants, have imperative in e, preceded by a single consonant, as in sele, from sellon, seye, from sejan. So also some otherwise strong verbs, such as sitan, sit, preterite, sat, imperative, site. 101. The imperative plural is the same as the indicative present. Haldoth, baeoth, ferioth, wunioth, selloth. Anomalous verbs. 102. The following are the forms of the verb to be. Indicative. Present singular first person. Eom. Bail. Second person. Out. Beast. Third person. Is. Beeth. Plural. Sint. Beoth. Preterite, singular, first person. Was. Second person. Ware. Third person. Was. Plural. Wadon. Subjunctive. Present, singular, first person. Se. Beo. Second person. Se. Beo. Third person. Se. Beo. Plural. Sin. Beon. Preterite, singular, first person. Wade. Second person. Wade. Third person. Wade. Plural. Wading. Imperative. Wis. Wisoth. Beo. Beoth. Infinitive. Wesan. Beon. 103. The following are the chief forms of don, do, and gone, go, both of which have weak preterites. Indicative, present singular. Ich do. He deeth. Plural. Doth. Preterite. Dude. Subjunctive, present, singular. Do. Plural. Don. Preterite. Dude. Imperative. Do. Doth. Participle. Donde. Yedon. Indicative, present, singular. Ich ga. He gath. Plural. Goth. Preterite. Ailde. Subjunctive, present, singular. Ga. Plural. Gone. Preterite. Ailde. Imperative. Ga. Goth. Participle. Gonde. Ye gone. 104. The weak verb haban, have, shows some irregularities. Indicative, present, singular. Ich habe. Du hast. He hath. Plural. Habath. Preterite. Havde. Subjunctive, present. Habbe. Preterite. Havde. Imperative. Hava. Habath. 105. The verb willan, will, resembles the preterite present verbs and shows a mixture of subjunctive forms in the present indicative. Indicative. Present, singular. First person. Ich wille. Second person. Du wilt. Third person. He wille. Plural. Willath. Preterite. Wulde. Subjunctive. Present, singular. First person. Wille. Second person. Wille. Third person. Wille. Plural. Wilden. Preterite. Wulde. Tenses and periphrastic forms. 106. The future is often expressed by the present, as in Ich eowezie, I will show you the way, sometimes by will and shall, as in modern English. Of the two verbs to be, beon is often used to express futurity, as in Ich beo soma yauro, compared with Ich eo miauro, or else continuity or repetition, as in slap Bith thou the yeligost. 107. The preterite has also the meaning of our perfect and pluperfect, which are, however, also expressed by periphrastic forms, as in modern English. He habbath hine of slayen. They have killed him. He havdon hine of slayen. They had killed him. With intransitive verbs, these tenses are generally formed with be, and the participle is then inflected so as to agree with the subject. We sint cumine. He waron cumine. 108. The passive is sometimes formed with be, as in modern English, in which case it generally implies a condition or state rather than an action, as in Tha wyrchtan waron yesamnode. When an action is implied, wirthan is used. Seawut na wirth navre yehalid. Mitchell dim werth yedon. Mania min wordon of slayene from tham samanum. In the passive, the participle agrees in gender and number with the subject. Negation. 109. The negative particle is ne, which drops its vowel in many combinations, such as non, none, navre, neum, am not, naurt, art not, nis, is not, often with contractions and changes, as in he nas, was not, he naron, were not, ich nulle, I will not, he nolde, would not, he nuste, knew not, compared with was, waron, wile, wolde, wiste. 110. Ne is prefixed to the finite verb in a sentence and to all the other words in the sentence which admit of the contracted forms. Non man nuste non thing. Seo wont ne werth navre yehaled. If there are no such words in the sentence, the ne is often strengthened by some such negative word as no, not, nacht, nothing, not. That hoose ne fail no. End of Verbs from First Steps in Anglo-Saxon by Henry Sweet.